Hey, what's going on there, guys? COD Truth here with some more Battlefield 3 gameplay, and today I've got some conquest on Markov's Monolith. Start out here with the JNG-90 in the Recon class. My abysmal sniping skills are once again at their best, like usual. I actually get a couple nice little headshots of these pesky Recons camping on top of these huge buildings on Markov's, which is always frustrating to go up against, but I managed to take a couple of them out here. And also going to be some nice helicopter shots with these small. We also seem to go in reverse order in terms of number of kills with each one. Start out with a nice multi-kill with one, then a triple, then finally down to a double, which was kind of weird going backwards. I would have preferred it to go the other way, but hey, I'll take what I can get. But this video today is going to be about two of the largest first-person shooter franchises on the market, and that is Call of Duty and Battlefield. Now, I'm not here to try to start a war between the two franchises saying this one is better, this one sucks, this one has this mechanic, blah, 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 blah. Completely avoid looking at what's in the game, what kind of mechanics are in the game, things like that. Just toss that out the window completely. What my objective is and what my focus is on the development teams. The guys that make the game. The guys that give you just that hours upon hours of just fun, enjoyable experiences, and that's what I really would like to focus on today and talk about my personal impressions and seems of what their caringness level is about the game that they're making. The two teams that I'm going to be comparing today are DICE and Infinity Ward, because Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghosts are coming out this fall. It's a failed tank shot right there. I have another one coming up here in just a little bit, which, man, I've been really off with tank shots recently, and that's something I really want to get fixed for Battlefield 4. I do not want to be rusty Battlefield 4, or when the beta, or even the full game comes around. I want to shake it off now, not say in a couple of months. I could have compared Treyarch to DICE as well as Infinity Ward, but I decided not to since Treyarch's game is made it's not this year when the game's coming out, so I want to go ahead and take a look at Infinity Ward and DICE. When looking at both of these development teams, the very first thing that jumps out at me is the differences in these guys, really, I guess you could say, caringness of their players, of their consumer base. Now, I don't follow Call of Duty really that much, if not at all. I barely keep up with the news on what's new with Call of Duty. It's just kind of almost public knowledge is what it seems like, so I don't know or fully understand exactly what goes on in Infinity Ward, what they do in terms of their interaction with their consumers and player bases. I know basically from DICE what they do, and for Battlefield 3 it was a little sketchy. It was kind of it was like we want to kind of seem like we're caring about you but not make changes that really you all want to see. But with Battlefield 4 so far, they seem to have really made an effort to go out to the player base and ask, what would you like to see for this game? Now, wish list, things like that, random people saying, I want this, I want that. 99.9% of that is not going to be heard, and they're honestly not going to care. Because, let's be honest here, some of the stuff that people suggest are like, what? You just scratch your head and it's completely just, I don't even know where it comes from. But some of the things are good ideas, and sometimes they make it all the way up to the developers. And with DICE, it seems like they have made an honest effort a couple of times since Battlefield 4's announcement to really go out and say, okay, you have questions, we have answers. What would you like to see? What would you like to ask us about the game that we're making? And that to me shows a true caring about the game, shows that they really want to make the best game as possible, and they want their consumers and their player base to enjoy it. And don't be like this guy and RPG snipe the entire game from a rooftop. You're not even playing the objective, you're just no more than just good for nothing camper. But anyway, that's getting way off topic here. So from DICE's effort to really go out there and ask their player base and consumers about their game, to me, is something that I'm very pleased to see as a consumer, and it shows something that I feel like Infinity Ward doesn't seem to have, and that's confidence. The confidence of the DICE developers, you can see it when you, whether it be talking to them in terms of post goes or just you see interviews with them, video things about them. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't know what goes on in Infinity Ward in terms of their interaction with their player base, but to me, whenever I watch interviews with the guys at DICE, they have this confidence level when they talk about Battlefield 4. They have this almost like they're beaming with pride that they're so proud of what they've done, and they can't wait for the player base to actually get their hands on it. when you go watch an interview with Infinity Ward, which is a few things, I've watched some of them after the reveal of Call of Duty Ghosts, and they seem to lack this real confidence level in what they're doing, and they seem to... It's not the fact that they're not confident, it just seems like the confidence level is that of... It's almost like a half confidence, if that makes any sense at all. DICE, to me, seems like they've started from point A and they've gotten to point B in terms of what their goal was. They've worked hard to get there. The guys in Infinity Ward seem like they've just kind of... It's almost like they're just... I'm not going to say not putting forth work because, I mean, they have to in order to make a game, but it doesn't seem to be at the level that DICE has done, and they're not as proud to show it off. Now, it could be that I'm completely wrong with this, but that's just what it seems like to me, that DICE developers have this caring and this desire for the game to want to be done right. They want to take it to the next level every time they make a new game. They don't want to settle for having something that is... oh, this is just like this one with this changes, or they want to improve their game basically every time they make a new one. They want it to be better. They want to make changes that are for the better. They want to take the next step in making their game more enjoyable for their players, which can be done so in many ways, but one of the biggest ones, which is something that I have mentioned earlier, is going out and asking your consumer, your player base, what they would like to see in your game. And that is something that I've said really way too much in this video, but it's something that I really wanted to focus on and wanted to bring this to light to you all watching. And like I mentioned in the start of the video, I'm not trying to start a war between the two games. I just want you guys to just kind of keep something in mind come this fall, especially if you're someone who is kind of on the fence when it comes to Call of Duty Ghosts or Battlefield 4. Maybe you can only buy one of these games. Just kind of keep that in mind in terms of your developer and who actually cares about their game. I'm not going to say Infinity Ward doesn't care about their game at all. Obviously, they care enough to make it every year, but in terms of what their changes they're implementing, what they're trying to do to their consumers in terms of how they're changing it for the better, DICE seems to be doing a fantastic job with that for Battlefield 4. I hope that that's something that continues in the future for the game and the franchise overall, because it's something that many people that they may not realize right now, but the ones that do, I think, really do appreciate it, and I certainly know that I do, out of a developer. When it's like anything that you buy from a store or you go to someone's whatever craft shop to get something, you care how much work they put into it, because what the amount of work put into it is really what you're going to get as the result product, and that's one thing I'm so far happy with what DICE has done. So that's my take on this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your thoughts about it below, and if you enjoyed, a rating is much appreciated. See you guys all next time. Have a good day.